All right, so I'm so excited for everybody that was able to get on this call. I know it was like kind of a last minute time switch and it's earlier than usual, but we will be recording for everybody else. But we are so excited to have Elizabeth on the call today. She has kept in touch with Shannon and they are like besties. It's so cute. So thank you for volunteering your time. I know that that's very valuable. And we're so excited to hear from you. So just a little background on Liz. She SC10 for 35 months now. She is 5-star in her first business center. Were you elite last year too?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, okay. She's 3-star in her second business center, qualifying for 4-star. And she's emerald in her third business center, you guys. That's amazing. The UK has only been open for 2 years. She's crushing it. So we are really excited to hear her story. And then she's going to have some really great tips and tricks for us for staying consistent, even when it might be tough. So go ahead, Liz, take it away.
Well, firstly, thanks for having me, and I just love your team and the vibe of your team, and anyone that attracted Shannon to them is a winning team as far as I'm concerned. You guys must have the best vibe ever. She is just my life. And this is what I love about Beachbody. It's not just the team that you join, it's the community that you join, the greater community. And for me personally, it is something that when I started, I was a non-Beachbody believer, I'll be honest. And the love and the community that I have grown and the friendships from this opportunity has been life-changing for me. So I'll give you guys a brief bit of background about me. Is a bit boring, but I will try and make it as exciting as possible. I'll throw in some aliens and some visits with the Queen that never happened, just to spice things up. So I was mum of 2 when I found out about Beachbody. I just had my second child, my daughter Francesca, and it was an extremely, extremely hard pregnancy. I went through a lot of hard times through that pregnancy, and I actually lost my hair while I was pregnant. So I went from having long, thick hair down to my bottom to being completely bald, losing my eyebrows and my eyelashes as well, just from the stress of the pregnancy. And my daughter has challenged me from the second of conception till this very day. Very challenging and amazing. Take over the world one day. I really lost my confidence. I'd already lost my confidence over many years, but the pregnancy itself had just stripped me of who I was. When she was born, I became very isolated and very lost, and just lost my power as a woman, really, just lost my identity as an individual, and fell into a trap of trying to be what I believe society wanted me to be, which was a perfect mum, a perfect housewife. And that just didn't sit comfortably with me. And I only now understand the reason I felt the way I did was because my heart and my soul was fighting what I was trying to turn myself into, this perfect mum mold. Something deep inside of me was telling me that that wasn't for me and that I could be more than just a mum. So I found the Beachbody workouts by staying up very late with my daughter one night. Infomercial came on, late night feed with my daughter, and saw the Insanity workout. The second that Insanity workout hit my TV, the advert, I was like, that's just what I need. I hadn't worked out for a long time. I was suffering with postnatal depression, and I don't know why that workout, watching that advert, made me want to do it, because I hadn't been dressed for weeks. I hadn't really been eating. I was wearing a wig. I hadn't been outside my house, but that workout got me. So I went online and I ordered the workouts. They then sat in a box gathering dust for a very, very long time. Eventually, I decided to put one on one day, and I'm not joking with you. I put it on, I threw up twice and then couldn't walk for a week. Bring my mum one morning and I was like, Mum, I need you to come to my house. She's like, what's wrong? I was like, I'm stuck on the toilet. She's like, what do you mean you're stuck on the toilet? I was like, I did this workout the other day and I can't move my legs and I've sat down on the toilet and I'm stuck. You need to come around and help me. So it was a trial and error for a very long time. And then eventually I got into this routine with the workouts, and through some magic of doing those workouts, the black cloud that had been suffocating me for so long started to disappear, started to leave my body. And I made a decision during those workouts that I was going to use these workouts to impact other people's lives. And I had no idea how. Coaching was not in the UK. I had no idea how I was going to do it. So I started writing letters to Carl Dakeler, just writing letters to him, telling him how I need this to be a fitness class. I want to teach this insanity class. And months and months of letters, like months of letters to this guy. And eventually someone in his office called me and said, okay, we're turning insanity into a class, but we're only doing it in America. And I was like, well, that's no good. I live in the UK. So I went and spoke to my dad and said, Dad, I know something about this workout is going to change my life. And I don't know how yet, but I need to go to America and I need to do this training. And my dad was like, he's like me. He's an entrepreneur at heart. He has entrepreneurial blood running through his body. And he said, if you really believe that, go do it. I didn't understand coaching. I knew nothing about this opportunity. So I packed my bag, still wearing my wig, and flew out to LA and went and done the first insanity instructor training that Beachbody ever did. And when I got there, they was like, you can't do this. You're from the UK, you can't do it. And I was like, well, I'm doing it. I'm here. I've arrived. I wasn't booked on. I just rocked up and told them I was doing it. Thankfully, they let me on. I did the course. I qualified. And then for 2 years, I was teaching insanity classes and I loved it. I was having this impact on women that were doing these classes, that were pushing themselves outside their comfort zones, and they were turning up to my classes twice a week. And it was brilliant. I was still working full time in my corporate job. It just wasn't enough for me. And then I found out about Beachbody coaching and how it was coming to the UK. So the second I found out about Beachbody coaching, I went to work on building my team. I went to work telling people about this opportunity that was launching in 6 months' time. So for 6 months, I poured into this group of people and started connecting with people and trying to get people excited about this opportunity in a country that hates network marketing, hates shakes, hates everything online. And I decided, even though I knew nothing about it, I wasn't a coach, had no idea if I would ever make a penny from it, if it was a scam, if it was a pyramid scheme, I just decided that I was going to give it a go and try. So the day it launched in the UK, I had a good team behind me already. Now, that some people assume is why I've been successful, because of that day. But I think we all know with coaching, the second you have a team and you sit there and go, good, I've got a team, that doesn't change the world. It's not the people that you have today that changes the world. It's continuously growing that team. And I very quickly realized that the people I had joined were not going to make me successful in this business. The people I had joined were Beachbody fans and they were customers, and they was never going to turn into successful coaches. And it was heartbreaking because I couldn't understand why they couldn't understand the business opportunity, but that was just the mindset of the people that I had joined at the beginning. So once I realized that there was fans of Beachbody that want to do the workouts, that want to write all over Shaun T's stuff, that want to tell the world that they're working out to Beachbody, they're not the people I need to build a really, really successful multi-million pounds business. Because once I saw that I could do something big with Beachbody, I set my goals really big. The next 2 years have been, the last 2 years since coaching launched, outside of Beachbody, have been the most horrific 2 years of my life. We have, as a family, dealt with the most amount of tragedy that you can possibly imagine. We have gone through some untold, hideous experiences as a family. And it's just been a constant struggle on a daily basis. But what I found, and that's what I want to talk to you about, is that the consistency that I have found with Beachbody got me through my personal struggles that I was dealing with as an individual, and it also helped me find my own voice and my own purpose in this world, to a place that my purpose with coaching and my desire to be successful with coaching has actually made me the woman that I've always wanted to be, the woman that God made me to be. Coaching has made me find that person that had been hidden for so many years and confused and lost for so many years. This opportunity saved me and changed me for the better, and my family for the better. So the last 2 years, I have been working on my superpower as being the most consistent person in the world. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about, really, because I truly believe that consistency and the compound effect is the difference between coaches that are successful and coaches that want to be successful in this business. So I want to talk to you about what consistency looks like to me, and how consistency can be also something that we make as a comparison to other people. But I want you guys to finish this call knowing what you are going to be consistent in, not what other coaches talk about being consistent in, not what I talk about being consistent in. I want you to be consistent with your business, but in a style that suits you, that works for you. So some people will talk about consistency being that they wake up every morning at 5 o'clock and they slay their business. Some people don't like me saying this. I don't care what time my coaches get up in the morning. They get up when they want. They are their own boss and their own CEO. They decide when they get up in the morning. They decide when they work their business, and they decide if they want to be a member of the 5 a.m. club, the 10 a.m. club, or the 12 o'clock at night club. You are the CEO of your business. But depending on what time you decide and what your consistency looks like, you have to own it. You have to own it. Write it in blood somewhere and know that you are going to stick with that consistency. So I'm going to tell you what my consistency is. Now, Shannon might have told you already, I'm consistent with what I do, but I am enjoying my life. I'm living my life to the max. I'm making sure I have time to do everything. I chose to make sure that I work this business, no matter how successful I am, in 2 hours a day. I don't care how wealthy I want to be. I joined this business to work 2 hours a day, not to kill myself. I don't want to personally be a top 10 coach. I don't want to be someone that's fighting to be the #1 coach in the industry. I want money in my bank to pay for the lifestyle that I want with my kids. And I want to help women and help people in my team be consistent by working in small pockets of time and knowing that recognition is lovely, but it's short-lived and it's like a drug. But what's consistent with this business is you can have an income going into your bank account that changes your life. And that's what my business is growing through. I'm holding myself accountable to making sure my income is growing, but I'm not concerned about if Beachbody think I'm a #1 coach or a top 10 coach. That means nothing to me. I don't know if you guys are swearers, but I swear, so I'm trying to really like mutton. Okay, good. So if I swear, I apologize. It's like second nature. So my day, what it looks like. I get up whenever the hell I want. Just saying. I left the corporate world because I hated the corporate world. I am not somebody that wants to be told to be at my desk at 9 o'clock even when I have no work to do. I am not someone that then wants to be told you can't leave your desk till 6 o'clock even if you've done all your jobs. Like, I don't want that in my life. I want to be able to work my business when I choose to and in a way that suits me, that suits my kids and gives me the least anxiety and the most joy. So I get up in the morning when my alarm goes off, which is generally around 8:30, 9 o'clock. Sometimes I turn it off. Obviously, when my kids are in school, it's different. I have to take them to school. But I generally do that in my pajamas and I don't really care what anyone thinks. That's kind of my thing. So I get up. First thing I do in the morning, if my kids are going to school, then it's a slightly different look, but the same habits take place every single day. The first thing I do before I do anything, even get a foot out of my bed, is I send 20 messages on Instagram to 20 different women. That happens every single day, no matter what my life looks like. 20 women get the privilege of getting a message from me in the morning, inviting them to the coaching opportunity. I personally don't invite to my groups, because if someone says no to coaching, I can then entice them into being. So I only invite to the coaching opportunity. And I can send all my messages through to you, but 90% of the time my message is this. This is, I don't know if you guys have it in America and Canada, but a leaflet drop. So do you ever get people like drop leaflets through your door trying to sell things to you, like double glazing, Weight Watchers, whatever, cutting your grass? Okay. So my message on Instagram is a leaflet drop. It's the same. People have fears of sending messages. If I gave you 2,000 flyers, 2,000 leaflets, would you be scared to go and drop them through people's houses? No. Would you go up to one house and go, don't like the look of that house, they're going to judge me, I'm not going to drop it through your door? No. Oh, I really like that house, I'm going to drop it through their door? No. You would just drop your 2,000 leaflets off each day. So I make sure that I send 20 messages to 20 women on Instagram, no matter what. And I use quick replies on Instagram. So it's super easy to use quick replies. It takes no time at all. And my message is just a standard message that's, hey, love your IG, think it's awesome. I'm in the online world. So to save me loads of money, I am doing an Instagram leaflet drop to you. I want you on my team. I want you to be part of what I'm doing. Drop me a message back if you want to chat. That's it. That's all I send. Because nobody has a clue what I'm talking about, but because I've explained it's just a leaflet drop and everyone gets leaflet drops, what's wrong with that? I get a lot of women come back and go, okay, tell me more. I want to know what this is about. And then, sadly, I can't give you the answers to what I say to those messages, because it's just a human understanding another human. It depends what that person looks like on Instagram is how I reply to them. So every reply is based on the individual as a unique human, but I generally voice note them back from there, just saying that I love their IG and I found you on IG and I think you look like you love fitness and you like health and wellness, or I just love your vibe, and I explain what I'm doing. Once my Instagram is done, message is done, I post one picture on my grid. Now, if anyone wants to ask questions or interrupt me, just do it, because I can chat for England. If with my grid, I post one picture a day, and that's without fail, I post that picture on Instagram a day. But I take my Instagram grid really seriously, like really seriously. To me, that's my legacy. If I get hit by a bus tomorrow and I don't make it, I want my kids to look at my Instagram in 20 years and show their grandchildren, and my grandchildren say, my nan was a baller. My nan was the best. She's amazing. I loved my nan's voice. I loved her message. I loved everything she had to say. My Instagram is me leaving a part of me in this world when I'm not here. So I want to make sure that my Instagram is something I'm proud of. So the grid on my Instagram is a place where I post, and I post a message, and I post with feeling, and I post with heart, but I do not post salesy on my grid. I just share my story. I share who I am. I share about my struggles, mental health, fitness, food, my tequila habit. I share about my chocolate habit. I share about that I'm a real woman, and some days I don't clean my hair for days, that I couldn't give an ass about what anyone else thinks of me in the world. And I talk about why these feelings are important to me. And I just want to share my deepest emotions on my Instagram grid so people can know me on a really deep level. And once my post is done on my grid, I move on. So I've done my 20 invites, I've done my post on my grid. Now, this is something I always get back. I've got nothing to post about on my grid. Okay. Don't ever say that to me, ever, because it's not true. If you are a living, breathing human being, you have a voice that somebody needs to hear, and you need to friggin' share it on your grid. But how I learned to get into that mindset of sharing on my grid and knowing I had a value in the world was reading personal development. So if I wake up in the morning and I'm like, God, for the past 3 days, I haven't left my house, I haven't showered, I haven't cleaned my teeth, I've done nothing, what can I talk about? I'll read 10 pages of a book. And within a couple of minutes, I know exactly what I want to talk about. Because those books give me the purpose, and I'll read something in that book and it will have a connection with me. And then I would twist that quote or the page that I read into the book into a post for my Instagram grid. And if you don't have thousands of pictures of yourself on your phone, are you even a coach? Like, this is what I want to ask you. If you don't have millions of selfies, are you even a coach? So look through your phone and pick any picture. And I don't care what the picture is. It doesn't have to have anything to do with what you're talking about. You just post that picture and then what you want to talk about. One thing that coaches do in my team is they try and stage a picture so it goes with what they're talking about. No one cares. No one cares if it matches. Like, I'll post a picture of me sitting on the floor and I'll talk about like my life goals. I'll post a picture of me sitting on the floor and I'll talk about eating chips. Like, it doesn't matter. Just a picture of you and getting it done. And that's the thing. We have to stop putting excuses in the way of doing our daily habits. So I post on my grid, done. So I've done my invites, I've posted on my grid, I've grown my Instagram because I've posted on my grid. I've done my invites, so I'm growing my future potential business. And then I go to my Instagram stories. And then that has become something that is so easy to do now for me because I'm living. And all you need to do on your Instagram stories is post about you living. That's it. If you get up, you can take a picture of you cleaning your teeth and say, just cleaning my teeth. That's it. It doesn't have to be deep and meaningful. Just share the behind the scenes life. So when I'm reading my book in the morning, I will take a picture of one of the pages and I'll share that on my stories. 90% of the time, somebody will comment on that Instagram story saying, thank you for sharing that page of my book. That's grown my grid. That's grown my Instagram because I've just got interaction from someone. Post a picture of my food through the day. I post some workouts and then I talk on my grid, on my stories as much as possible, because the more you do it, the better you get at it and the more confident you get at it. And people need to know you and they need to hear your voice. And if you can show up to doing your invites, posting on your grid and doing your Instagram stories every single day, no matter what is going on in your life, you will grow your business. If you don't invite people to this business, you will not grow your business. Someone said to me once, and it stuck with me, it really stuck with me. When you launch an online business, imagine yourself in a desert and you've got thousands and thousands of miles of desert wasteland around you. You open your business, bang, splat in the middle of that desert. Nobody is ever going to walk past your shop, ever. No one's going to walk past your shop, but you've got products in that shop to sell. So how do you get people to your door? You have to tell people about you. You have to tell people who you are and what you sell, and you have to bring people to your door. Coaching's the same. You can't just launch yourself as an online coach and hope that one day you're going to open your inbox and you've got 100 people waiting to join you. In 2.5 years of doing this, that's never happened to me, ever. I'm still hoping one day it will, but it's never happened. I have to go out and tell people about who I am and what I do and the value that I bring and the services that I offer every single frigging day. And the reason showing up is the most important thing you can do in this business, being consistent is the best superpower to have, is because today, a coach that joined me today, I've been trying to get her to join for 2 years. She joined today. And if I had stopped posting, if I hadn't shown up, she would have switched off and she would have given up and she would have gone to someone else. She's watched me for 2.5 years and seen that I've shown up every single day through hardships, through life dramas, through tragedy. I've shown up, and she knows that I'm going to show up for her when she needs it. She knows that I'm going to be there. If you are a mum or a woman sitting at home right now and you went for a run 2 weeks ago and you said, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to go running every single day. You go running once and then you give up again. I'm going to eat healthy every single day for the next month. You're lying in bed and you're like, tomorrow's the day. I'm going to friggin' slay this. I'm going to lose the weight. I'm going to change my life. The next day you get up and you eat a salad and then you go to bed after you've drunk your wine and you've had your burger and you've eaten the chocolate. Tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's the day. Is that person that needs help going to join someone that isn't showing up every day? Is that person that needs help going to join someone that they don't look up to and aspire to be like? They're not. They're not going to join someone that's flaky. They're not going to join someone that's inconsistent like them. They're going to join someone that they want to be their leader, that they want to look to and say, I want to be like you, because I've heard from your Instagram all the hardship you've been through in your life. I've seen that you've struggled, but I see where you are now. I see where you are now, and I've been through all what you're been through. I'm still going through it, but you've given me the hope that I can get to where you are. And that's why it's so important to share our life journey as well as here. One of the things I see a lot from coaches is coaches telling everyone how amazing they are. And that's wonderful, because we all are. We all are amazing. But we also have to be relatable. And to do that, you need to share bits from your past before you were as awesome as you are today. You need to share some of the stuff that kicked you, some of the stuff that made it hard for you. You have to share some of the struggles that you've been through that's made you the person you are today. Because one thing that I did wrong when I started as a coach, and I did millions of things wrong, but one of the biggest things I did wrong was just talked about how friggin' amazing I felt all the time, and how wonderful I was, and how good shape I'm in, and how fit I am and healthy I am. So all of these people that were like interested, I could never do what you do. I could never do that. And that's when I realized that I need to show them where I came from, that they can get to where I am now because I was there as well. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. If I can get to this level of fitness and health and happiness and joy in my life, I can do it. And now, not everyone goes through tragedy. Not everyone has heart-wrenching stories to share, and that's okay as well. Like, this is another thing I get a lot. But I don't have a big story, Liz. I don't have a big backstory. You went to high school. You was a child. You've grown up. Talk about anything in your life. It doesn't have to be a sob story. I had a great life as a child. I had a great life as a teenager. I had a wonderful life, but I have struggled with my relationship with food, and I have struggled with being consistent. So I share how inconsistent I was. I share how I gave up on myself before I started. When I started any journey, I knew I was going to quit. I knew I was going to quit. The day I started, I knew I wouldn't make it through the week. And I used to write in my food diary that I had, and I would lie in my food diary, and I was the only person reading it. Like, I knew I was lying, but I would still write Monday's food, or I won't put that chocolate bar on there, and I won't talk about that wine, even though I'm the only person reading it, and I knew I'd had it. But I used to give up on day one. So to change that story and that language in my head has become kind of my purpose. Talking to women about changing their story, changing the narrative in their life. Because 90% of the time, we truly don't believe we're going to be successful. But if you can start a journey with coaching, as a coach, as a business owner, as a CEO, saying, I'm going to turn up to this and I'm going to be successful, and really work on believing that, you will be successful. Last year was the worst year for coaching for me. It was a nightmare. All of my good coaches quit. We had drama in our team. We had grief in our team because they hated that I went elite. They got really stroppy, and they hated that I got recognition from going elite, and they got into a mindset that they could never be successful if I was being successful. And some of my good coaches, my solid diamonds, quit the business, and it affected me massively. And for a while, I believed that that was it. That was where I was going with coaching. I'd hit the peak. I'd done it. I wasn't going to go any further. 4 months ago, we had a house fire, and we lost everything we own. We walked out of that house fire with the clothes on our back and our hearts. That was it. There was nothing left. I happened to be laying in the garden in my underwear at the time of the house fire. So when the fire brigade turned up, I'm in my knickers and my bra, and it was locked down. Hadn't shaved my legs. It was pretty mortifying. But that's what we walked out of our fire with, the stuff on our backs. That moment, watching everything I own burn to the ground, I had my phone in my hand and I knew I could change the world still because of this business. That moment made me, reminded me of the power that I have because of this opportunity. And whatever happens in the world, why I have this phone in my hand and this device attached to me, I have every opportunity to wake up today and be great again. I have every opportunity to change somebody else's life and change my life for the better because of my phone. There's very few opportunities in the world where we can change the world. And I realized that I'd believed and played very small for the earlier this year, first part of this year, end of last year, I'd been playing small. My belief that I was never going to get bigger in this business stopped me. The second that fire happened, my business blew up because I changed my narrative. I decided that I was going to be successful. I decided that nothing in this world was going to stop me reaching my goals, which is to be a millionaire from Beachbody. That I'm going to pay my mortgage off, that me and my kids are going to be self-sufficient for the rest of our life, and my grandchildren are going to benefit from this business. That the girl that everyone said couldn't stick to anything in life, was never going to be successful, is going to change the world and is going to be more successful than anyone I've ever met. And I'm going to do that on my own, with my phone, with nobody else's help, because you don't need anyone else's help. I have a team, have the most awesome mentors in the world, but even if they all disappeared tomorrow, I will still be successful in this business because my phone gives me everything I need to be successful. The only person stopping me be successful in this business was me. I put walls up around myself to protect myself, but by putting those walls up, I also wasn't letting anybody in. I wasn't letting anything out, I wasn't letting anything in, and I had to change that. I learned very quickly that I had to share every single thing that I do with this business, and it was cruel of me not to do those invites every day, not to invite women to this opportunity, not to message women and say, do you want to know about this? Give me 5 minutes of your time and let me change your world. And the second I got into the headspace of I am going to be successful, this year has been crazy for me. Shannon knows, and I will say it on this call, it's not really public. My husband walked out on us 3 weeks ago. We're living in a rented house. We've just had a fire and lost everything. And that's the time my husband decides to walk out and leave us. My business is not going to stop growing because of anything else that's going on in my life. My business is going to fly. It's going to continue to fly. It's going to keep elevating me in life. It's going to help me grow. It's going to help my children grow. My children, because of Beachbody, are better. They're better human beings because of what they're learning. My children no longer think of work as something that they dread, because they used to hear, Mummy, oh, I've got to go to work. Oh, I've got to go to work. I hate work. I hate going to work. Oh, I hate my job. It's horrible. That's what my kids thought work was. My kids now see work as, I can't wait to leave school and get a job, because my mum is so happy. She is so excited for life. She is so joyful. She is so calm. She is so elevated. And they see that because they see work as this now. My kids get to live a life around a parent that is achieving all of their goals, all of their dreams, and they've learned it comes down to mindset and showing up and using a phone, connecting with people and being kind can change the world and change your life. This is all Beachbody is, sharing what we do and being kind. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. When I joined Beachbody, I thought I had to look like Melanie Mitro. I thought I had to talk like Ashley Molstead. I thought I had to cry like Kim Fitzpatrick on her Instagram stories and talk like Kim Fitzpatrick. You don't have to be anyone else. You, whoever you are, Courtney, Brooke, whoever you are, whatever your personality is, the world has a place for you to shine as you in your style. And there is people that need you, that don't need Melanie Mitro or Ashley Molstead or me or anyone else. They need you and your story. They need your voice. And it takes a while to find it. But the way I found my voice was writing out on a piece of paper what cups I fill up, like what I fill my cups up with. And I literally wrote 5 cups on a piece of paper. What are the most important things in my life? And I removed my children from that. Now, a lot of people think that's strange. I don't class my children as my goals or my dreams. They're there. I love them unconditionally. They don't even need to be mentioned. That's a given as a parent. So I don't need to. Their goals are their dreams. Them being successful is on them, and I've learned that. That's not my responsibility. That's up to them. They're good. They're loved. They're fed. They're clothed. My cups, what fills me up? And that's what I wrote out. Once I removed thinking my dreams are to make life better for my kids and started thinking what I needed, what I want in life, that's where I found my voice that I wanted on social media. And for me, I want to talk to mums that want to go out and get drunk with their friends. I want to talk to mums that need a break from their kids and they're not ashamed of that. I want to let mums know that they can be so much more than a mum. And it doesn't even matter if they don't show their kids on their social media. They don't have to explain if they're a good mum or not. No one does. That's bullshit. Leave all that. As long as your kids are loved and fed and you give them a kiss at night, they're good. What makes you happy is what I want to talk to mums about. What drives you and me is going out with my friends. It's putting on my ankle boots and a shirt dress, drinking tequila and dancing on a table and singing in karaoke and being a complete fool, exactly how I was when I was 18. That makes me happy. Working out makes me happy. Eating well makes me happy, but also eating burgers and chips and pizza and nachos and popcorn and chocolate makes me happy. So I talk about the balanced life. I talk about how I don't get any sleep, how I'm not the perfect entrepreneur, how I don't get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm never gonna. I don't want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's good for you. Good. It's not me. I talk about tattoos and I talk about just life in general and what goes on in my world. And I talk about postnatal depression and how I healed myself through that process. And I want to give other women strength to be themselves. So my voice is going to evolve. It's going to change. It's going to develop as I develop. But it's okay to share whatever your voice is today. And I swear to God, the more you share your voice, the more you share with purpose on your social media, women will start coming to you in their droves. Women will start reaching out to you and asking for your help. And it doesn't matter what you're selling. Doesn't matter what you're offering them. They'll just want to be connected with you. They'll just want to be around you and your brilliance and your voice and your power and your passion and your heart. Women don't join me because of Beachbody. I try to talk about Beachbody as little as possible. As little as possible. I love Beachbody. I'm proud of Beachbody. But I have no interest in sharing Beachbody. I want people to join me. I want people to join me and to build a relationship with me and a bond with me. And the best decision I ever made in my life was joining Beachbody. And the best decision I ever made in my life was joining Jamie Fitzpatrick, because it was what was meant to happen in my life at that moment. Doesn't matter who your upline is. The upline you join is the right upline for you. You've joined them. Now go to work. Find your tools and go to work. Invite people to join you. Never be ashamed of your who you are to be an upline or a mentor. Know that if you're a coach, you're a mentor, you're an upline, and you have as much right as any #1 coach, as any top 10 coach, to join coaches underneath you and to grow your own team. Because those people need you and they joined you for a reason. And the second they joined you, you're about to change their life. And you've all got that in you, deep down, to change someone's life. When I joined this, I couldn't even change my own socks, like literally. And now I'm changing people's lives. I grew with the business. I fell into the business and I trusted the process. And the process of doing our vital behaviors every day, drinking the shakes, drinking the pre-workout, talking about these workouts, trusting the process, inviting and sharing and praising your team will make you successful. Guaranteed will make you successful. And if you fight against those vital behaviors, if you go against them, it will take you longer to get there. Guaranteed. And one last thing I wanted to share with you that I think really changed my success in this business. Ask your upline monthly what their goal is. Ask your upline monthly, do they need help? Ask your upline monthly, what can I do to help you this month? And if you do that with your upline, if you ask your upline what you can do to help them achieve their goals, the universe will repay you with the coaches you join, and they will help you hit your goals. But if you become a coach that just thinks of yourself and not your team above you, that's what will happen with the coaches you joined. I learned that fast. Jamie, without fail, every month gets a diarised message from me saying, what do I need to do for you this month? What volume do I need to hit? What does my team need to do? What goals do you need? I'm in. Whatever you need, I'm in. And my team now does that for me. Teach that love from all the way up to all the way down. And every coach you join will do it with their coaches and their coaches. And that's how you grow an organization of passion and fire. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh. Girl, you are amazing. And thank you so much for sharing everything you've been through. It's incredible. To see, yeah. I went from like about to cry to fire burning in my belly to wanting to take over the world to just in awe. And I was writing notes, but then I just wanted to listen to you because I could probably listen to you all day. It was amazing.
That's the accent talk.
I love the accent. It's my favorite. Yeah, I think it was perfect, and I love your story so much. And I was waiting for you to tell us who your upline was because I didn't know. But that's great that it was Fitzpatrick. Does anybody have any questions?
He's very amazing. Yeah, any questions, anything? I think there was some in the chat, but I can't look away when I'm talking because I'm like, if I see
we'll definitely have to hang out at Summit and drink tequila and dance on bars. Our team also enjoys that kind of stuff.
Liz, where in the UK are you?
I am in Essex.
Okay, you're just not far from me. Hertfordshire.
Hertfordshire.
Stevenage.
Come to one of our team events.
Yeah, we'll do, definitely.
We can FaceTime you guys and bring you in as well.
I know, I keep telling her I can't wait to come over there and host a retreat in the UK. Any other questions?
Robin had a question. What did you ask in the chat?
My audio.
About the leaflet drops.
Yeah, my audio is always terrible, so sorry. Do you spend time building a warm market, or do you just do the leaflet drops? Like, are you doing hey girls and trying to make friends, or do you spend most of your time just dropping messages in?
I don't make friends. I don't do the building relationships beforehand. And again, I know that goes against what a lot of people believe in. But my style has always been straight to the point. This is a business opportunity. If you want to ask questions, we can build a relationship from there. I personally find it really hard to build a relationship with someone and then try and sell to them. It goes against how I personally have been approached in the past and not liked it. So people have like chatted me for ages on Instagram, and I'm like, come on, when are you going to try and sell me something? And I don't trust the friendship. So I like to be very upfront. And I don't think there is anything wrong when somebody comes to your Instagram and follows you new to message them and say, I just want to say thank you for following me. And this is what I do if you need any help.
Right.
If you walk to a shop, someone would approach you and talk to you about the shop and the products in there. So I try and look at it like that for me. Every single person that follows me, I'll message them straight away. And I don't get 20 new followers a day, but I also use locations. So I pick a location close to me and I work that location and I leaflet drop those people, just letting them know as if they were a house in the town that I want to leaflet drop.
I love that term because it's so true. I get like 10 of those in my door a day.
Yeah, I get like at least for a week of someone saying, do you want to lose 5 stone by tomorrow morning? Right. No. So it's, there's no harm in doing it.
So Liz, I come from a fitness background, and since I've started, I find that people are asking me to teach, and I'm trying to like pull myself away from, like when you did your insanity training, you were teaching the classes. I'm trying to pull myself out from doing that and do more of this coaching, and I'm sort of struggling with that side of it because people are just thinking that I'm going back to teaching.
Right. So messaging people, how are you sending messages to people a day, introducing them to your online business?
I haven't. People have just messaged me just to say like, great, you're back teaching, can't wait. And I'm like, no, I'm not teaching. I'm not personal training or doing the fitness anymore. So I'm kind of like a bit lost.
Go back, honest with them and go, I'm not. Thank God I'm not, because of the world we live in. What I have done, this incredible online opportunity that's not only going to keep you safe no matter whatever happens now, I'm going to be there as your personal cheerleader and mentor to help you through this journey. The beauty is now you get to do this in a time that suits you, in a place that suits you, with no permission. You get to journey and I get to hold your hand through it. So these are the options. What one do you want? And I never, what do you think? It's what one do you want?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Brilliant. Thank you.
But start introduce, like, you've got the perfect opportunity. You used to teach, you don't anymore. So if I was you, I would go through every single friend on your Facebook, every single follower, and say to yourself, I'm going to message every single one of them and I'm going to tell them about my newly launched online business. That's the first thing you should do in your business before you do anything else, is tell them that you've just done this, because nobody knows. That's why they're messaging you about class.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And do it with real fire and tell them this is the best thing you've ever done and you cannot wait to join them up and let them experience this with you.
Okay, cool. All right, brilliant. Thank you.
And one thing that I'm going to say about that as well, and this is like the harsh part of coaching, but it's true, and I will always tell the truth. If you don't message those people, somebody else is going to very soon.
Yeah.
Coach, and your followers are gold dust to other coaches. No one's going to welcome my people that follow me before I do. So make sure you get those messages done fast, because the second people see on hashtags that you're a coach, your followers are gone. So do it now before they leave you.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Amazing. All right. That was awesome. That was so good. I can't wait to listen to it again.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And hopefully we'll be at Summit and can see you again.
I hope so. Wait to get out, and I just can't wait to get out.
I know, right? Can't wait to get with everybody again. It's been so long. So thank you so much, Liz, and thanks so much for all the flexibility, everybody else, for getting on in the middle of the day.
Thanks, guys.
Do you want to grab a pic?
Oh yeah, let's take a pic.
Thank you, bestie.
Okay, everybody smile.
Love
Ready?
you.
1, 2, 3. I love that you guys are best friends. It's so cute.
She's been my saving grace for everything.
She's amazing.